Okay, so Anthony, scrolling down, got two Nalas. Betty, a question about my business model. What do you got?
Hi, so I'm wondering about my workshop. I've got an intro workshop, which is great. When I've done it, it's been really good. But I'm thinking of relaunching a 3-month program, and the intro workshop kind of leads into the 3-month program quite nicely. But it occurs to me that a pink spoon might, maybe a better one could be to do like taster group sessions of the RTT hypnosis that I offer, because so that people can really see it happening rather than me talking about it.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, you could have both. You can have the come to this intro workshop and you'll learn the logic. And hey, and if you want the direct experience, I do these free regular group things or once a month. Feel free to come into that. It's a drop in. No need to commit to anything, and you can get a taste of it. Yeah, I think you could do both.
Did you say, would you recommend doing those as a freebie?
Well, my take is intro workshops, like you can still charge. In my experience, charging $20 for something, very few people don't come because it's $20. $20 or less is kind of a no-brainer. It's like, oh, well, that's, we're used to paying that.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe if I do the workshop for free, and then if I offered these taster sessions, I could do them for, I don't know, like, $20, like you say.
Yeah, and you may charge for
I could do it free. I don't mind.
I would trust yourself on that in terms of what you charge. But yeah, I think you could charge for the intro and you could charge for the taster. And it can be,
sorry.
It could be a modest amount. But there's an argument on both sides, but I'll say the argument for charging is, who's serious. Because what you do have at least is some evidence they're willing to spend money on this issue. Versus they're just, well, free content, no intention of ever spending any money at all. So I think there is that case to make for charging a little bit. Yeah. But not necessarily. Sorry, because I do the free first Thursdays, and that's free, and that's group, and but I will say also the free first Thursdays is because it's one-on-one coaching. That's, to me, not the kind of thing that makes sense to charge for, because maybe they get coaching, maybe they don't.
So would it work then to have the kind of path towards my group program, like they do the intro workshop to get the gist of it, then they come to a taster so they can try it out a little bit, and then they jump to like around, for a 3-month program, I'm thinking around £300. Does that make sense?
Yep. It depends. Yeah, I mean, depending what they get, that could still be on the fairly cheap side. But the only caveat I'd give is the sales funnel model it's good kind of kindergarten steps. Yeah, it's just a very visual, easy way to see how it works, right? There's more people outside, fewer people on the outside, in a kind of linear fashion. In reality, I don't think business is quite so linear. It's more of an ecosystem. Like the heart is a better metaphor. You've got the core big offerings in the center, and then you've got the aortas and that bring the blood in and out, and then you've got a bunch of veins. And I mean, the reality of the heart is it's actually fed by this incredible creek bed of tiny veins. That's most of the blood into the heart. It's actually, so much of it is from that, not the major aorta. Which is why people can have a huge occlusion in one of their major arteries and they're still okay. They're still living because there's more blood coming. So similar thing, that ultimately in business, especially over years, you do get to a point where it's like business comes from so many strange little places. Like, oh, I watched this YouTube, or I was in this Facebook group and somebody mentioned you. Oh, I went to this presentation and your name got said on stage. Or like, it comes from the more content you're putting out, the more pink spoons there are, more videos and articles and quizzes and interviews with you and all this. It becomes this creek bed of sources, and that they may come from anywhere in that. But so instead of thinking of it as a linear, like intro workshop and then the taster and then the thing, they might go from the intro right to the thing. They might go from the taster right to the thing. They might go from the taster to the intro to the like. So I think it's more that we just give some clarity of like, here are your options. You know, you do you figure out what makes most sense for you. But I wouldn't stop people like, no, you can't sign up because you have to do this first. Or in your intro talk, you don't mention the 3-month thing, you only mention the taster. I would say, I would have the intro be about leading people to the 3-month. If you're thinking, Betty, I get the logic, but I'd kind of like to experience it first. I get it. That makes sense. I would too. Here's how you can do that. And at the tasters, you can say, now you may like this, but you may want a bit more theory on it. And I can make a better case than I have here. You can come to the intro, or you can just sign up. And then there may be other offerings you have out. But again, there's a kind of ecosystem model of it where it's not just linear like that.
That's so funny that I was thinking in a linear way. I think that's probably the first time in my life. That thank you for reminding me about the whole ecosystem. And I was just thinking now that maybe those tasters could be done within a Facebook group. I set up a new Facebook group.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.